I kind of forget what I have to do. I haven't been live for like, I feel like a fucking month. You can never hold me down. I've had this song called Hustlin' Anthem in my head. It's by this rapper called The Game. He does this album with this DJ, and it hasn't like left my head all morning. Hustlin' Anthem. It's like, man, only people who know how to hustle know how, like, are proud of it, you know, like. You ever hustled? Wow. You know how to fucking make money. And that's how I'm feeling. I still don't have any power. So my cell tower is working finally. It's been 4 days since I've had reception. Every time I go into town, I usually use it. But now finally my tower is up and running. Even though my house is not up and running, we are good to go. I washed my hair today. Oh my God, I haven't had a shower in 5 days. Actually, yeah, since Saturday. I haven't showered since Saturday. Like, fuck. Had a little bird bath today and washed my hair. Woo. Almost broke my back. I'm telling you, this life is fucking hard. I'm just so happy to be back in front of the camera. It's not even funny. I can only go live basically right now because I've got some sunlight on my side, so I don't have to turn any lights on. I have my aquarium finally going. Oh my gosh. Everybody ate today. It's just like been so hectic in my life. So for anybody out there that's got no power, electricity, I hope you get. I haven't even wearing my jewels. I can't find my bra, so for all those women who are going to get offended, I'm not wearing a bra today, and I don't give a fuck because I'm in the pitch black, and I have no idea where my bra is because guess what? It's black. If I had like a bright pink bra or like a bra that glue in the dark, like I'd be able to find it. So today, titties popping, and I don't give a fuck. Okay, because I feel great because I'm finally clean. The fucking fight is real, people. All right, now that I have my precious jewels on. Yeah. Keep on trying. You can never hold me down. That's all I can hear is The Game in my head, just over and over and over again. Okay. Wow, I'm so excited to do this. It's not even funny. Tarot is the only thing I love in this world. Okay. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Collective message. Majority is going to rule on who fucking watches this. So take what resonates and leave what doesn't, because it might not resonate with everybody, as we know. What's coming up? Whoa. Ooh. Okay, so something's about to hit the fan. Shit's about to hit the fan. You could be, okay, so you could be having a problem with somebody coming onto your property and stealing things. like in the nighttime and you can't see them. Like, and this is like, take it as like metaphorically speaking as possible. Okay. Because a lot of this shit is not actual. They're not actually coming into your yard and taking anything. The analogy would be that they're coming into your personal space and physically taking things away from you in other dimensions and shit. Okay. It's usually, I mean, it can be as like straightforward as somebody is actually coming to your yard and taking something. But for the most part, what I've realized is that a lot of this is like, it's just analogy. It's like rhetorical, you know, like it's all relative if it makes sense. Okay. And only pieces and parts of it will make sense if it is somewhat resonating, because all the pieces will fit with somebody else. You know what I mean? Just take what resonates and leave what doesn't. I don't know how many fucking times, I don't know how many weird ways I can say it. Okay. So something that is privately owned by you has been victim of, it's almost like every time, look at that, the boat. It's like every time you grow a tree, which would be a harvest, they come in and take it. Okay. And like, you can see if the synchronicities match up, it's like, every time you're waiting for like, you know, your check to come in or something to come in. This actually happened to me for years in my 20s. Like, I don't know if somebody just wanted me broke in my 20s, but every time I would get like a chunk of money, whether it was for, like, I had a medical license back in the day. So sometimes I would get chunks of money from my dealer, stuff like that, because he grew so much weed under my license and stuff like that. And then I would get this check from him, you know, a few grand or something. And then like something on my car would go, like my muffler would go, or something big, you know, my starter would go or something. And all that money that I had just accumulated to think like, wow, you know, like I don't actually have anything to do with this. I can just hold on to it. In comes, you know, little Miss Greedy and poof, you know, takes it away. Okay. It seemed like that happened to me for like years in a row, years and years and years. Something big would come and take a big chunk of money away from me every time. And yeah, you know, it was always for different things. Repair the boat. You know, I don't know if you live on a boat. You know, it could just be you know, you have to leave your boat, obviously, because you have to, you know, go into port and do groceries and do your laundry and stuff. And somebody just jumps on your boat and just takes everything. Okay. It could be all like, I don't know, weather based as well, you know, like, because in the winter people have things locked up, but in the summer and the spring everything's like open, right? So you could be getting like a massive warning, especially like if you live in the woods and stuff, like you think you're safe, you know, because you're tucked in. But if somebody around you gets to know what it is that you're doing, if you have like a routine, you go out every Monday, you go get supplies, or, you know, you go out every Friday night, you go get supplies, somebody might notice your routine. And that's why I love routines. I love routines. I always have, but I've also been told by spirit many times to change my routine up because of just negative energy. You know, somebody knows that I like to do something on a Wednesday, then all of a sudden my Wednesdays start to get taken up by something else because somebody doesn't want to see, you know, you do something fun on a Wednesday, or, you know, Wednesday's your only night off or something, right? And then they jam it with something that happens every Wednesday, so you can't do it. It's something like that, you know. It's like something's fucking with you. Okay. And once you realize it, or once spirit realizes it, shit's gonna hit the fan, because then you're gonna be okay. So for instance, like you know, you could have a generator going, somebody's coming in, siphoning all your gas out of it, right? You think you're burning all of this, and really you're not. They could be siphoning gas from your fucking vehicles, from your boat, from anywhere, right? Like, I mean, where it can go in, it can also come out. So somebody's spirit is definitely like, I think someone's been getting stolen from. And once you realize what it is, you're going to lose it, because it's going to be one of those things like, well, how am I supposed to keep it safe? Technically, there is no way of 100% keeping everything in your life safe. It's called trust. It's called trust that the universe has your back, that you're doing the right things, that you're tarping things, that you're protecting things. But the universe can't always tell you, hey, by the way, you know, this guy's going to come today and take all your stuff. You might just feel extra protective that day and decide, you know what, I'm going to cover up my, you know, kayak with not only a tarp, but then I'm going to put something else on top of it. And that's the day they come for your kayak. It's like, you know, people say sometimes they feel like it's paranoia. They're like, I feel paranoid. But when you feel the paranoia, okay, it's that someone spirit is trying to tell you that there is something that you kind of should be paranoid about, right? That there is the threat of somebody taking something. There's always a threat that somebody will take something from you. There's always a threat that they'll come in when you're not there, right? Or when you are there, right under your nose. Paranoia allows you to address when fear should be involved and when logic should be involved, you know, because fear is always there and something could always happen, but you can also do so many protective measures every day. And as long as you're doing what you can do at your very best, you know, like you can't lock it up any more than you do, then you've done all you can. But there are some people that are just very frivolous with their stuff and they don't care about their vehicles. They don't really care about their houses. They leave stuff unlocked. They leave their shit everywhere. And it's like, those are people that are subject to being stolen from constantly. Okay. So I don't know if you're like super paranoid, hypochondriac, you're going to get stolen from. Honestly, I'd rather be a super hypochondriac I'm going to get stolen from than a complete aloof that doesn't pay attention to anything. Right? Because, I mean, if you make your own money and you're not building everything on credit, you're actually paying for the stuff that you're buying. Everything is worth just a little bit more because it's your money that you just got to put over. Buying things on credit is a little bit different because it's like you owe the bank, you make your payments, blah, blah, blah. But when you outright buy something with all the money that you worked for, it's like you're not just going to give it up. Like, fuck that. I don't care if it was $20. I don't care if it was $30. I don't care if it was $100. I'm not going out and buying a fucking other one just because you feel like you can walk in my yard and take something because you feel like you're privileged or entitled to walk up in my yard and do what you want to do. And actually, my sister and I, you know, we live in a sketch neighborhood. And what we'll do every now and then, if we see a lot of people like standing outside of our building or some shit like that, we'll leave and then make a U-turn and come straight back. We've often done that. I'll get down the street or something and I'll feel like I forget something, you know, like a light's not off or something, or I didn't blow out a candle. And I always go back, even if I think, you know what, that light's turned off or whatever, it's a different reason. You know, sometimes it's because they want to throw you off a timeline where you could get hurt. So you get that paranoia, like, did I turn that light off? Did I blow that candle out? Turn around, go back and check. Because once you start doing that, then spirit knows that they can throw you off track. And by throwing you off track, then a lot of times you'll defeat death because people will put death on your track. Boom. They know exactly where you're going to be, when you're going to be it. But if you throw your routine off, you throw death off, or you throw something off that's trying to attack you. Okay? Because it's your private property. When your soul decides it wants to leave, you leave this world. Okay? If you decide you want to give away something, you put it on the curb. Okay, anything in between is theft. It doesn't matter what they say. You left it out. You weren't watching it. It was unattended. It's not theirs. It's yours. It belongs to you. Okay, so there's assumptions. Okay, guilt trip and homemade with love. So this person, whoever is fucking with you, okay, they assumed that they could guilt trip you out of the things that you make. Okay, so you're making things with love. Okay, you're putting time, effort into it. Think about when you're making jam. I know when I make jam, I'm like the happiest person in the fucking kitchen. Okay, I'm singing, I'm dancing, I'm putting all the love into this jam possible because why the fuck wouldn't I? I'm not going to be making jam pissed off. Okay, you make jam with love. That's what you do. And like people will say that, you know, like my mom cooks with love. Like she puts love in her food. I don't know how. And it's, you know, when they say that, it's because whoever is cooking for you wants you to enjoy it. They want you to enjoy every bite, every piece, every experience of it. So they put as much love into it as possible. So then you'll get the best experience. But people who don't want to see that, they'll see all the great experiences that you're having and go, okay, well, I want that jam. I'm going to take it. What, like, because your mom made it? No. And they're not going to eat it the way that you do. They're not going to appreciate it the way that you do, but they can walk up in your yard and take it. So poof, it's now theirs. Okay. So somebody has been doing this shit to you while you're making things with genuine love and they'll guilt tripping you out of something. I don't know if this person is like straight up taking it under your nose and you're giving it to them because they are guilt tripping you. I mean, it's hard to say because it's different for everybody, right? But it kind of seems like, I mean, I don't think you want any of your energy being given away. That's the thing. Like, there are some people that, you know, if they have a lot of kids or something, they kind of open up their door to the neighborhood kids and, you know, come on, you know, the pantry's open, take whatever you want. And then there's other people that have a lot of kids that hide the food and won't feed the kids and won't feed anybody in the neighborhood, right? Because they're the family that's claiming, you know, control is love. Control is not love. If you control something, then you're giving it no choice but to listen to you and only you. If you allow things to do what they want, okay, while watching them and helping them, supporting them, you know, always having their back, making sure they're making the right moves, and you're allowing something to grow steadily without, you know, siphoning it and taking something away from it, or saying that you have to do it this way or it's no way. Like, it's never that. Like, everybody does things differently. Even tarot readers. Every tarot reader will read cards differently. Okay, I'm not going to say like you have to read them like this and you have to touch them and you have to, you know, if you don't, you're not a tarot reader. But that's how small-minded these people are. If you don't do things the way that they do it, you're an idiot. You're small-minded. You don't know, you know, nobody taught you, right? Oh, that's interesting. You do it that way because I've always been taught this way. Why can't it be done multiple ways, right? Just because you do it a different way doesn't make it weirder than somebody else who does it a different way. It just means that people do things differently, and why can't we embrace that? Like, why do you want to do things the exact same way as everybody else? It's fucking boring. Life is, you know, it can get fucking boring quick if you're not willing to ignite yourself and keep yourself going, right? Making this jam with love and not allowing everybody to fucking come in your house and take it or say, oh, it's just made like every other jam. No, it's not. No, it's not. And you fucking know it isn't, or you wouldn't be coming to my house trying to take it. Kiss the girls with 2 of Cups. So I kind of feel like, I think the universe really likes you as like a person, as an individual, you know. I feel like this 2 of Cups is with the universe, you know, like they're cheersing you. They're telling you you did a good job. They're giving you the XOXO, like, damn right, fucking hug and kiss. You know, that's what mom would write on the bottom of your card, you know, like hug and kiss, love mom. That's what this is. Like, this is the universe saying, like, I don't know who this person was. I mean, it could be your fucking mother. I don't know, right? That taken something from you because they made you, right? Or they have given themselves permission to just come in and remove what they want, right? I mean, entitlement is a funny fucking thing because once people get entitled, it's really hard to get them out of it, right? I thought so. Heart with the eye. And almost I kind of feel like, honestly, the universe has their eye on you. I feel that. Like, the universe has their eye on you. They're watching you because they love you. Kiss the girls. They love you. They don't want people stealing from you anymore. So they're going to let you know, hey, by the way, there's definitely, what I feel like is there is definitely a plan to steal from you if they didn't steal from you already. And now I met this gay couple when I was living out in Calgary, and they were fabulous. And we were sitting there talking, and they're drinking their wine, and they're telling me, because, you know, a lot of people that live in Calgary and you know, they move there. They're not from there. They come there, you know, from the outside. So these guys came from like San Francisco. They were American, and they crossed over. No, it wasn't San Francisco. Somewhere below Saskatchewan. Anyways, doesn't matter. They crossed the border. They were moving here because one's Canadian, one's American. And they crossed the border into Canada. They went to like some cheap little hotel, motel, or whatever. They partied all night. They were so happy to be in Canada because they said that they were safe, you know, blah, blah, blah. They come out of their fucking hotel because they had a U-Haul, so they had to park it in the back of the parking lot. And all their shit had been stolen. First night in Canada, their entire U-Haul gets emptied out on them. And they still, it's like sometimes, you know, it doesn't matter how you're coming into it. There's that always those people that say, yeah, well, you think you can do something, I'm going to take this from you anyways, right? It's those people. And I mean, they didn't let it bother them. They bought all new stuff. They got over it pretty quick. And they never got stolen from since. And that was like, the universe, it can only help you so much. Like if they were really channeling with themselves, I mean, they would have parked their U-Haul close, right? Kept a, bigger eye on it. They would have done more stuff. But sometimes you can't avoid being stolen from. You can't avoid the inevitable that's, if someone's watching you. But once it happens, it's like, okay, it's not going to happen to you again. Right? It's not going to happen to you again. It's one of those, it's not even a fluke. It's a one-off, they're not going to expect you to go over it and go over it and go over it and go over it. Right? Like that 3 times a charm. It's like, even if it does happen to you once or twice, 3 times and that's it. It can't happen to you. It gets passed on to the next person. So that's what the universe is saying, that this person has gone on for so long under the radar, taking the things that you're growing, that I mean, I kind of think you have been losing your shit, okay, on a few things that you're, physically are melting out of your life, right? But you don't know who to blame it on. That's the thing. Is like, who do you blame all this bad luck on? Right? Like you're just going to take it on yourself. You're like, well, I'm not going to go and blame all these other people for what happened to me. Like it happened to me, it didn't happen to them, but it kind of is. I mean, I've noticed that, dark energy, if it wants to fuck you, it will. Like you wouldn't believe the day that I had yesterday. And it got to the point where I bought this generator and it just was the wrong size. And I let it run for a couple of days, but then I was like, okay, I got to take this back. I did all this research and I had to drive. Oh man, I said 100 kilometers there, like 200 kilometers there and back, but I actually think it's a little bit farther than that. I drove over 200 kilometers, went and got this new generator, drove all the way back to my house, got it out of the box, and the fucking spark plug on the back was broken. And this spark plug had, I don't know, like I would say 10 millimeters, maybe just under 10 millimeters of plastic all around it. So it didn't break. So however way it broke, I mean, it's not like the generator was owned by somebody else and they took it out of the box and broke it. Like somebody, it would have had to take a hammer to it and break it. I put it in the box instantly, so fucking fast, drove all the way back. I had to call the people and be like, do you have another one? You just sold me one fucking busted out of the box. This lady felt so bad. Obviously not her fucking fault. And there was a storm coming. That's the reason why I left the house so early, was so I could beat the storm. I'm smart. But dark energy wants to follow you. They're going to be an asshole. So I had to drive all the way back. By the time I started driving back into town, the snow had already started. I get into town. I switch the fucking generator as quick as possible. I haven't even eaten like for days. Okay. I'm so stressed out at this point. And I drive back in an ice storm. Fucking 10 and 2 on the wheel. I was going 60 the whole fucking time. My sister's freaking out. She hasn't, like, she held her shit really well. I usually drive in the really bad weather like that. Fucking 10 and 2, got home, fucking pulled off the highway and did a 360 in the middle of the road. I have $2,000 tires. I know how to drive. I hit my brakes the lightest. I was going 10 kilometers an hour. I don't even think I was going 10 kilometers an hour. I touched the brakes because I think maybe I'm going a little too fast. Fucking 360 in the middle of an intersection. I couldn't fucking believe it. And the thing is that the 360, it was so slow yet so quick. And everybody was so far away because we were all keeping such good distance, right? Because of this ice storm, that I was able to stop the vehicle. I reversed. I fucking went back into the road and I was like, okay. Then I went back out, fucking set the generator up, went back out and got gas. And then the person in front of me almost got smoked. So I kind of felt like whatever the energy was on me, it suddenly went to the next person. Like I wasn't going to get the accident again. I already went through my 360. I already drove down 2 major highways, like going 60, almost dying. Okay. So I obviously didn't deserve to get smoked by anybody. Right. And then the guy in front of me goes through the intersection. This motherfucker, some other guy runs the red, which, there's always people who run reds. Making left-hand turns is the worst, okay? Because you always have to expect someone's going to go through that fucking intersection. This guy powers through the intersection in an ice storm, not going slow or whatever, but this truck in front of me must have had the best brakes possible because he went to go, he slammed, he stopped, and I was like, what did I just see? Like, that was me. I was just on that threshold of try to kill me, try to kill me, try to kill me, but I made it, got the generator hooked up, did the impossible yesterday. I don't even know how the fuck I did it, and the energy couldn't hit me anymore. Okay, so that's how you can see if negative energy is around you, because it's going to be an attack, an attack, an attack when you have gone to make your plan because you plan smart. I don't know if this is somebody's routine. This is what I'm saying. I don't know if it's a routine that someone's going to try to fuck with, or somebody knows your routine, right? So then that's when they go and they throw their dark magic on you the second that they know that you're going to leave the house because you regularly leave the house that day. It's not bad luck. I've really been trying to instill that. This isn't bad luck. Bad luck doesn't happen like that. Bad luck is like, you might stub your toe and then you spill your coffee and then you drop your keys in a puddle. That's bad luck. 3 things that happen, boom, you move on, you live the rest of the day. Not, 2 attempts at trying to kill you, driving through an ice storm, ending up in a ditch, and then almost dying. That's not just having bad luck. That's somebody's looking at you, somebody's watching you, someone's on your fucking Instagram, someone's on your social media, and they don't like you. Whether they don't like the way that you fucking look, or they don't like the way that you dress, or they don't like that you're not wearing a bra during your life, okay, or whatever it is, like they're gonna find something fucking wrong with you, and they're gonna try to attack you. But if you're on God's green earth under his energy, then trust me, you'll follow it. You'll follow your third eye. Anything your third eye says. Paranoia, to me, I get the second I get, and I'm a fucking constant chronic weed smoker, okay? Paranoia to me is a red flag. Paranoia. Okay, what do I have to be watching out for? Just because I'm fucking high doesn't mean I don't watch everything that's going on. I only smoke weed, really, because I'm in so much pain. Because of my back, and my Crohn's disease is out of control right now. I'm having the worst flare up in the entire world. I got my period on top of everything, no fucking power, and with scoliosis stage fucking 5. So I smoke weed to just keep sane, basically, because I don't take any medication. I don't take anything for this shit. Fucking pain is pain. It either fucking kills you or makes you stronger. Okay? And like, to watch myself go through half the things that I go through, I'm like, this isn't bad luck. My mom used to always say that to me. Oh, this is bad luck, or it's just bad luck. Man, you got a lot of bad luck. And I'm thinking like, no, I don't. But man, do you ever have a lot of good luck? My mother, fucking nothing ever happened to her. She even had cancer. It was malignant. Nothing happened. She didn't have radiation. She didn't nothing. Everything seems to be just perfect for my mother. Same with my father. Never got sick. Anything that ever happened, they always fucking cruised right through it. And I got stuck with three illnesses that's like uncurable. That like, it's just to fuck me. But my parents are perfectly safe. Perfectly fine. Nothing wrong with them. Minus, I think my mother has cancer again, but that's just because she's a fucking raging alcoholic. What happens when you drink your whole fucking life? You're gonna get cancer. That's what's gonna happen. That's what alcohol does. It's gonna poison you, right? I don't drink. That's one thing I don't do. I don't drink. I don't do hardcore drugs. Why the fuck am I so fucked up, right? Health-wise. Because somebody got my good luck, right? That's the thing. You were born, somebody took your fucking good luck, right? And parents do that shit. They siphon off their kids more than you think, okay? And that's the thing is like, once you realize, holy shit, my parents could be literally the cause of all my misfortune, okay? All of their guilt trips made me lose something. Okay, guilt tripped you out of money, guilt tripped you out of, a home, out of a vehicle, driving them around, taking shit from them. I mean, it's the moon in kind of limbo because it's like, it's going to be a million things that they did. It's all been an illusion. Anything that they've done, people say that they have permission to do, like, hey, what up everybody in the chat? Sorry, I'm really on this like channel right now, okay? And sometimes I can't stop to read because it throws me off. But hello everybody, hello! Woo! I'm losing the camera. Okay, here we go. I'm back. Whoa. Weird. Yeah, that's okay. Okay, so honestly, it's like whatever these people have been trying to do, it's been what is hitting this sun is just coming in. Like, no matter what I do, it's hitting off something. There it goes. Okay. Right? Maybe that's what it is. With the moon, they just can't hide this anymore. Like private property, this was your shit, you know? Pretty sure in the States. Oh man, you know where Murder Mountain was filmed in California? So my sister and I were out there a couple years ago. And I haven't spent that much time in the States. I don't really know how crazy it is with like the guns and shit. So we're in fucking Murder Mountain, sitting on the road, on the side of the road, in like the middle of the fucking jungle, it looks like. And this man drives up in a fucked up pickup truck. Looks like something that fucking Jeepers Creepers would have fucking drove. Okay. And he pulls over to us and he goes, "What are you guys doing here?" And we're like, my sister and I always do that. We'll always just drive somewhere, pull to the side of the road, smoke a joint, sit there, stare into the woods, whatever. Like, you know, that's what we do, right? And we're like, I don't know, we're just sitting here. Like, I'm pretty sure we were looking at the lake. And yeah, because there's a lake there. And you're just on the side of the road, just enjoying fucking California. Yeah, it's a great place. And he was like, okay, well, you better get moving. And we're like, okay. I mean, we don't just do things because somebody says it, right? We're like, okay, yeah, we'll get moving. Sure, bud. And he's like, no, I'm serious. He's like, my neighbor. He lived down the road. He goes, my neighbor. He goes, walks around with a shotgun on a regular basis, and this is his property. So this crazy guy with the gun lined up property with, you know, where we were sitting on the side of the road, and he's like, he'll just come up with a shotgun right beside you. And like, this was an older man. Like he, you know, actually kind of looked like my father, and he was serious. And we looked again, like we kind of just like, yeah, okay, whatever, fuck old man, go away. And he's like, no, I'm telling you. He's like, you better go. He's like, you want to stay here? He's like, stay here. He's like, it's not any sweat off my back. He's like, but I'm telling you what my neighbor's like, boom, you should go. And we did. We got the fuck out of there. I'm like, hey, like America is not like Canada. They put those private fucking property signs up. You take one fucking step onto their property and you're done, son. Okay, cops can't even fucking touch you. Okay, so like private property, like in America, actually means something. Here in Canada, you put private property signs up, people fucking do whatever they want. Okay, actually, there's this property around the corner from me that has wild turkeys. They're like, it says like, stay off our property. We have wild turkeys. They will chase you around. Like turkeys are fucking crazy. So this guy trained the turkeys to get these people off his lawn. And, you know, like, you gotta do what you gotta do, I guess. Fucking when in Rome, get some attack turkeys, right? Maybe that's what you gotta do. Man, there was this other person that I was watching, and she had a bunch of chickens in the woods. And, you know, that kept people, you know, because she put the electric fence around just a little bit, you know, so the coyotes and shit don't get them, but it stops people from getting in there too, right? Because it's like invisible fencing and shit, and like invisible lines, people don't see, they get shocked, right? It's like, I don't know where you live. I don't know if you live in like a secluded area or something like that, but even if like, again, it's not so much in 3D as what it is interdimensionally. So really it's like your private property really could mean your karma, the things that are destined to come into you, right? The things that are lined up for you, your crops, you know, you follow your mission, your crops are probably fucking huge. Your harvests are probably huge because you're on track of where you're supposed to be in your life. So you're making money, right? Somebody wants to come in. If you're not making money like you used to, like I had to actually physically stop serving because every job that I was getting was paying me like, you know, $40, $50 an hour. No, probably in the 30s, between like, yeah, probably about $20 to $30 an hour. And I was like, that's not good enough. I don't serve for $30 an hour. I don't serve for $40 an hour, right? I serve for, you know, a certain amount of money, and it's definitely not that little bit of money, right? Servers are there to make fucking dope money in small amounts of time. So suddenly there was like this thing happening where I couldn't make any money serving. They were really telling me that like I deserved minimum wage. So I said, fine, if you say I deserve minimum wage, I'm not going to work at all. Fuck you. You go out and work. You go and get a fucking job, because I'm not doing it. This is not why I do it. This is I set myself up for a reason serving because of all the health problems that I have and like the things I'm, you know, like I know I'm a fucking smart woman. I know what to do. You know, I know I know what to do. I trust myself. I always trusted myself. I drove myself across Canada when I was like 25 years old. The things that I experienced along the way, I got through everything all on my own. I've gotten through everything on my own. Like I'm like the strongest person I fucking know, and I trust myself. Like I don't trust anybody the way that I trust myself. Not even like I trust my sister as much as I trust myself, and that's it. That's only because she's proven to me time after time again, if I can't do something because of whatever reason, she will do it. And if she can't do something, I will do it. We always have each other's back. It's never, I'll never leave her hanging. She'll never leave me hanging. That's an actual true friendship, true partnership, right? These people are like, I can take whatever I want. I'm in contract with you and I can sit on my ass and not do a fucking thing. Like I was filling up jerry cans yesterday. This guy looked at me and he's like, nice. I'm like, have you never seen a female, filling up jerry cans? Like, maybe he hasn't. I don't fucking know. But he looked at me like I was a foreign object. And I'm like, oh, man, is your wife at home sitting on the couch waiting for gas to come back? And like, I mean, I'm starting this generator at fucking 3 a.m. Like, but I get it. And the thing is that some men who aren't married to, independent women like me, right? A lot of people will find women like me very intense. Like they can't do it because I'm more of a man than most men, because most men are little girls, right? And the same with women. I mean, or same with men, most men are, same with women, most women are not actual built women, they are little girls too. They don't want to take care of themselves. They don't want to be the first to act in the situation. They want to freak out, they want to cry. They want to be a basket case. I don't understand that. I don't understand why be a basket case. There's shit that's got to get done. Stop fucking crying and get this shit done, right? But like, I mean, and you know what I realized too with some people, who end up in relationships with women who are crying in the worst possible situations instead of acting. I mean, I would say be thankful for those people because they have had a good life and they don't know what it's like to be beaten every day. They don't know what it's like to be abused. So no, they don't know how to survive in extreme conditions. And that should kind of be like, there's the good and the bad with that, because I mean, to have as much experience as I do and to have lived as much as I do, I wouldn't wish that on somebody. Like I love the knowledge. I love what I've learned. I love myself, but like, I don't love that I had to go through what I had to go through, to learn all these fucking stupid lessons, because I feel like I could have learned them a fucking different way. Right. Like that's the thing. But like, then there's other people who are just taking everything that you're doing and twisting it and using it to their advantage. I mean, they'll never know what it's like to fucking fill a generator at 3 a.m. They'll never know what it's like to fill jerry cans. They'll never know what it's like to fucking be in a mass, pandemic and actually take care of themselves because their husband's not there, right? It's just like, or they're, somebody's not there to help them all the time. It's just like people will lose their minds. Like I know for a fact, like my stepmother and her sister, there is no fucking way they could have pulled off what my sister and I pulled off. There's no fucking way. I know for a fact. I mean, they can't, like physically, she can't even lift what I can lift. So there's no way she could have even picked up a fucking 100-pound generator in the middle of the night with her sister, right? So it's like where I am as a woman, my stepmother, twice my age, will never be at, but thinks she's far past it. Right? Because she's not a man. Some people do that too. They think they're the smart woman because they got the man to do everything. Well, I'm smart. I got a man to take care of me. How is that smart? Because what's going to happen to you if anything happens to that man? He falls, hurts himself, breaks something. Do you even know how to cut wood? Do you know how to stay alive? Do you know how to start a fire? Because my stepmother doesn't even know how to start a barbecue, let alone fill up a generator. Okay, so some people are in such different class than you, but yet saying they're better than you. It's like, just because you're in a higher class, you think you're better than me? Do you know how to change a tire if something happened to you, little girl? Or would you be calling CAA? What, like honestly, I mean, I have been so grateful for the people who live in my ghetto Melrose Place community, because we have been able to help each other so much during this, more than my own landlord. My landlord has been MIA. I don't even know where my landlord is. And we're all coming together. We're sharing hydro. We've got fucking lines to each other's houses because that house still has power, but we don't. So we're like swapping power. We're fucking bringing each other food. We're making sure each other's got gas. Like it's insane how we pull together. But some of your own family members, won't come pick you up if you're stranded somewhere because they're too busy. They have something to do. It's Monday night. They're going to bingo, right? Like people don't understand, there's those people and then there's these people. And those people will never understand what these people went through. And these people will never want to be a part of those people. Because once you become these people, the doers, those people that watch, you can't hang out with anymore. That's why it's like, you wonder why I've been single for 10 years? I haven't met a man that knows more than me. I've met a bunch of little girls, little boys that look super fucking cute, super hot, super sexy, but I know more about my car engine than they do about having, Google Maps. And I'm like, I can't do this. Like I can't be with a prima donna. If I wanted to date a chick, I'd be a lesbian. Okay? So people are single for a reason, because it's like, if you don't find the right energy that matches with you, then whoever you're dating, it's like, some men, they really do like the women who act irrational, because then they can be, the superhero. But how long does the superhero want to be a superhero to a fucking person who's not paying attention to if the power is going off because of outside or because of her own generator or because of her own breaker system, right? It's like what you're attracted to is what you're attracted to, okay? And it seems like these people, they are getting off somehow on what it is that you're creating. And the private property sign doesn't matter. And I found this too, like my whole life, like even my father, like they'll ask me a question on if I want to do something or if I don't want to do something. If I say no, I don't want to do something, they make me do it anyways. That's what I've noticed. Like, it doesn't matter if I say yes or no, because it seems like even if I say no, they're going to force me to do it anyways. Or if I say, no, you can't steal from me, they're still going to take it anyways, right? Because it's somehow in some dimension, somebody's getting off on asking you if they can steal from you. You say no, but they do it anyways. But then they say, well, I asked. Yeah, but you didn't listen. It's like you're like people's own personal, yes and no system, like what they want to do, their own wills are actually physically being taken away from them. And that happens a lot. You set your intention, you set your will, and somebody says, no, you're not going to do it this way. I actually need you to do it this way. And then what else do you do? Like I was watching, Equalizer 1 yesterday, and I forgot about this part where the big guy, he's trying to become a security guard. He wants to get, on his own 2 feet. And then his mother's restaurant gets broken into and, a fire starts. So he has to put his career on hold to go help his mother. Right. But then, turns out somebody else steps in, helps the mom, so then he can go and do what he really wants. So maybe that's why we're getting this message, is because maybe the universe is stepping in. Maybe the universe knows that you're being used in a position right now, and you don't deserve it, right? Because of your heart. Maybe you have a really good heart and you just don't, no matter how people treat you, you're not going to be a dick. Right? Like you're just not going to be a dick. Like some people, they don't need an excuse to be an asshole all day long. But other people, they can't be a dicks. Like I can't be an asshole unless you do something that threatens my life. Like you cut me off, I'll fucking kill you. But if you're just like walking around, I don't give a shit about anybody. But the second you threaten my life, that's it. Life isn't a game. And it's you versus them all the time. Don't ever think that somebody's going to be on your fucking side. Okay. When it's your back up against the wall, because sometimes people are going to use you and they're going to say that they need you. And really they don't want to actually put the fight up themselves. Right. So they're going to force you. They're going to put you in a situation where you get hurt. So then they get their ass saved again. Right. These people, it's almost like can't get saved again by your energy. Whatever it is, they don't deserve it. They assume that they deserve it, and maybe you assume that they deserved it all this time too, because of the person that they are, but just because they hold a title in your life, aunt, uncle, mother, child, whatever, it doesn't mean that they deserve what is given with that title if they've never respected the job to begin with, or the position, right? Whoa. SOA, retaliation. So now I almost feel like I do possibly feel like this is your retaliation against them. It's like you're going to be able to retaliate against them. The book of answers. Literally, I can't lie if I tried. Okay? You're going to be you're going to have a position where you can retaliate against them because they're going to find out they're going to fucking do something and finally the universe is going to say, listen, you have every right to do this back now. If you don't, that's the thing is, I remember back in the day, like I think I was, I don't know, probably like 3 years old or something. I kept biting my sister. And I don't know why, but I was in a bitey phase. I was bitey, and I would bite her all the time until I bit her so bad that she started crying. And my father turned around and grabbed my hand and bit me hard. And I never bit my sister again, ever. And I don't know why, fucking bitey Joe over here. That was the answer. You know, like my father had to retaliate against me in that moment just so I wouldn't do it. Oh, buddy's going to start his chainsaw. Can you guys hear that chainsaw? It's kind of annoying to me. Oh, Joel. That's the kindred soul that's been helping me with all 500 of my generators I've gone through this week. So we can't get mad at Joel, okay? He's cleaned up the whole yard. He's taken, oh my God, so many, 100 fucking branches. Oh, I love my neighbors. Honestly, like our ghetto Melrose place, there's meth heads, crackheads. He's normal. Then there's like a kind of like a part where, you know, just like bedrooms, kind of like stowaways and, you know, kind of troubled boys sometimes stay. Then there's my house. And, you know, just some rough people, you know, definitely live here. And it's like, it's really opened up my eyes. Like, I didn't know where I was living when I moved here because I was, you know, coming from out of province and I didn't see the place before I rented it. And we've kind of been stuck here because we haven't been able to find another apartment, ironically, for 2 years. Oh my God, it's been a nightmare. And, you know, it really opened up my eyes to people because, you know, I see these people walking up and down the road so much and they look fucked up, you know, like they look like bums. They look like, you know, but really it's just like, it's really hard up people. It's really hard up people, like people who have had really hard fucking lives that have ended up here. And when we all come together, everybody can do something. And it's amazing because this young kid who just moved in, like, I don't know, beginning of the winter, I think, knew everything about this generator. And like, I don't know how the fuck he knew. And he, like, who the hell comes out of their house at 3 a.m. to help somebody? He came out of his house at 3 a.m. to help me. Like, it was insane what we've done. We've proved community beyond, you know, that you don't need money. You don't need frivolous things to help people. You know, like I went and got subs today for my sister and I, because we have no power, and they made the wrong size subs. They made us these huge subs, which I can't eat, my sister can't eat. So I gave 2 of the pieces to my neighbors because I know that they're fucking starving because we have no power. Like, this is the way we work, okay? And for you to have, obviously this means something to you. You're obviously a good person, okay? If for you to have such a big heart, maybe that's what it is. Maybe this is why this is. For you to have such a good heart, like, see how I drew the rib cage there? Because surprisingly, you know, your heart is very fragile, but it's strong. And it can hold itself together. But remember, there are pieces that can break. And if you've ever had any problems with your ribs before, any broken ribs, there's literally nothing you can do about it. Doctors really can't do anything about it. Like, it's one of those things they're like, that's got to heal on its own. Like, we can reset it, but there is nothing you can really do, you know, to heal that. So that's why it's like when you hurt something in your heart, when somebody does something to you, it's not just fixable. It's not just, repairable just like this. So they can just come in and stitch it back up. It's like, this is going to fucking hurt when you realize that somebody's been taking your trust that's very close to you and manipulating it. That's a hard lesson to learn because that's somebody right under your nose. That's somebody you've given the benefit of the doubt to. That's somebody you've trusted. That's somebody that you've been vulnerable in front of, right? That has completely fucked you some way. Okay, if not fully in 3D, somehow still though in 3D. Okay, and they're going to be getting this synchronicities and things happen in their life now for fucking with somebody so much and guilt tripping. Guilt tripping is something that such cowards do. They're given the answer and they can't accept the answer because they want it to go the way they want it to, and when it doesn't, they guilt trip you into doing it. And I hate that, because it's one of those things. It is pulling on heartstrings. It is fucking with people, because it's like you should think that you can say something and people will take you seriously because that's what you say, but they don't. They go, oh yeah, well, she said, that we can't use her shit, but you know what we can, she's just saying no, but really it's a yes. Like, no, it's not. You say no, you say no. There isn't no, but a secret yes. If it was a secret yes, you would have been like, no, and wink, wink, wink. But, yeah, you would have said it. They can't just change what you say, okay, because they want to. Like, I'm sorry. No. And this isn't what they're trying to kind of almost say, I feel like, is this is you versus them, and it's not. What you say and your intention and what you do is completely yours. They have no fucking right to get into your energy and try to explain you to anybody or say anything to any, you know what I mean? Nobody can read your energy like you. Nobody can speak for you. Okay, if people don't want to ask you the question, they can't just make assumptions that they know the answer, because that's fucked up. But you realize that people, though, they make assumptions and they really run with it. Like, they know for a fact that that's what it is. And you're like, you idiot. The fuck are you talking? Like, my father always says, every time I email him, he thinks that there's like some hidden agenda. And he'll like write this message back that's like, I'm like, yo, what are you saying? Like, there is not trust me, I'm not a hidden agenda kind of person. I'm too blunt to have a hidden agenda. I don't know how to have a hidden agenda. Okay. I really don't. I'm too blunt like that. How can you say dumb? I don't know how to have a hidden agenda. I'm not like that. I feel like that to me, because my father's always called me a liar. Therefore, liars would have hidden agendas. And I've never lied. I don't lie like that. I don't have hidden agendas. That it's like, it seems like when somebody makes an assumption that you're something, they can ride that assumption train very far with that first one assumption that they made. And then it's like, oh, well, that makes sense to this, and this. And like, you just made up the first thing, and then you're going to draw lines to attach to the final conclusion when the first thing you said, you don't even know if it's true or not, because it's an assumption. You don't know the actual answer. So don't take it that fucking far down the road when you think you know the answer to something. If you haven't really gotten the information, don't just assume you know what's right. I mean, I can't even always say that these, like my tarot cards, when I do readings and stuff for myself, I can't even assume that I'm going down the right road, because it's me reading it, and I don't want to be biased. I don't want to just give myself the answer that I want because that's the answer that I want to see, right? Like, life is not that fucking easy, even for tarot readers, honestly. What is going on in this chat, everybody? I can't show that message for some reason. They had me fucked up. Yeah, you can't swear. YouTube will hold it. No swearing in the chat. Hey, what's up, Monica? New to the old channel. Adam's here. Oh, yeah, you got attacked yesterday. I'm telling you, man, fucking shit is real, okay? Shit is real out there, okay? Like, don't let yourself call yourself paranoid. Like, if you think something's happening and you're, you really, like, you're not a paranoid person, you don't, cry wolf. Like, I mean, take what you hear, in your subconscious serious. because it is, you know, the more that you say negative energy doesn't happen and dark magic isn't there and nothing can possibly ruin your day, I mean, the more you're just kind of fighting the obvious. Like, I don't think you're that much of a dick. You know, like, why would the universe just keep kicking you all the time? Like, it's time to actually blame it on the correct source. That no is not you. You know, like, oh my gosh. So when I was driving to do all those generators and stuff, I remembered my sister's dog that passed away. And like, he was like my best friend. Like, when that dog died, it was like a piece of me died, and the way that he was killed, and like he was like tortured. He was hurt so bad, and like, and we were thinking, I was all of a sudden thinking about him yesterday, and like, you know, my sister's ex-husband stole everything from her and robbed her, took all the money and started a new family, and then killed her fucking dog on the way out the door, and it like ran him over and blamed it on the dog and all this shit. It was fucking awful. And I was, you know, thinking about all of a sudden, you know, my sister, and like having to drive down and get the second generator in a snowstorm, knowing that I did the safe thing and already covered this like manufacturer defect. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, never again, people. Like, I couldn't believe it, going through all this energy. And then I thought of him. And I was like, you know, started crying, obviously, because I like, it's so emotional these last few days of like what's been going on with everything. And then DMX came on right after I was thinking about him. And actually, I drew this tattoo up that I'm going to put on us. I'm going to get my sister and I matching tattoos. And so I did the tattoo up on my phone and everything. And then DMX came on again. And I was like, Marlo loved DMX. It was like basically his favorite rapper because he's a dog, right? Obviously, Marlo's favorite. And it was my sister's favorite growing up because he barked like a dog. So DMX is everybody's favorite because he's a dog, obviously. And I just knew that he was with us. Like, he was going to make sure that we got to and from, you know, because I did this for my animals. Like, I risked everything yesterday for my animals to keep my snakes warm and to fucking turn my aquarium on because my fish are gonna die. Like, this shit is serious. Like, why would I do all of this just to watch it freeze and die, to take heat for only myself? Like, I'm not an asshole. Like, I'm gonna fucking, if I can keep other things alive that I got here and I paid for and I manifested, I'm gonna fucking do. Like, I'll risk my life because I know if I die, my familiars are coming with me. They're not just going to let me die and stay here. They're going to come with me instantly. Right. So it's like, I mean, the energy is, you know, the fact that I got attacked trying to do what was right for my animals is a reflection of how many times my father has done the wrong thing for my sister and I, because in the times where we've needed my father so bad, he's MIA. He's only there for his wife. That's what he says. Happy wife, happy life. He has to only be there for his wife. His wife fucking hates my sister and I. So he, you know, completely just erases us. And I think, like, I'm a better snake mom than my father was a father. Like, honestly, like, I handle my snakes every day. I didn't even see my father every day. I talk to my snakes every day. I didn't even talk to my father every day growing up. Like, honestly, I'm coming up to a year with one of my snakes, and I'm like, I'm so happy of our bond together and how much we've tried, because the way that I was raised, I might as well have been raised by a bunch of the coldest, sociopathic, narcissist fuckers that I have ever met in my life. Like, stone cold people that just no feeling, no emotion, just nothing. The only way they ever had emotion was if they were drunk and they were fighting each other. That was it. That's the only emotion my parents ever showed, was rage. They didn't show you love. They didn't say how proud they were. They were stone cold sociopaths. And now I realize what a sociopath is. And it's just like, I will never be that. If I can't have full feeling, if my love is too strong for people, then fuck off. Go find some fucking stone cold bitch, because like, my love like kills people. It's so strong. And I will love this hard till the day I die. I don't give a shit. I don't care. I've had men walk away from me because they are terrified of how bad I love. I love to a fucking core. I love so fucking hard, because why wouldn't I? What's the point? If you're not going to love, what's the fucking point? But you know what it is for a lot of people? To love means to control. That's really all it's about for people. Is love is not really how it truly is. It's, well, I love this person because I tell them what to do. I love this person because I'm saying I have their back, but really, like, no, right? So, like, I mean, some people are, you know, you can't let the sociopaths tell you how to feel because they're dead. They're dead men walking, literally, okay? I just heard, I think that's a Sean Penn movie, Dead Man Walking. But then I heard P. Diddy also, Sean Puffy Combs, and I'm like, yeah, he's a dead man walking. He's been dead for years. He just didn't know it. You know, like, that's maybe these people, they've been dead for years, and that's why they're coming after your heart, because they don't have a heart. They don't know what it's like to feel. They don't want to feel. They don't want anything, okay? And that's what sucks, because, I mean, I think the people who don't want to feel, it's because they're too scared. Literally too scared to feel. And I don't know what that means. Like, I mean, I get it, but I don't know if I would know how to do that. You know, like, I only turn my emotions off with people who hurt me. If you hurt me, I will turn my emotions off and I will walk away, and you can't expect me to turn them back on. But I mean, my emotions are turned on for everybody until you hurt me. I have no reason not to have my emotions turned on. Why wouldn't I? Like, in order to even be a tarot reader, like, that's called channeling. Like to feel things all day, like to have emotion all through the day, it means you're alive. Amazing, eh? Even anxiety, anger, happiness, it's all like, you're supposed to feel so many things each day. And to shut it down, like, you know how many people in my family are like on massive antidepressants and you know, pain pills, or my back. Like, okay, I don't really have a lot of sympathy for people with back pain, because my back is literally an S shape and I do everything every day. And it's been like that since I was 5 years old. So I don't really have a lot of pain. I don't really have a lot of sympathy with people with back pain, because I'm like, you sit there and tell me that you've got to take all those pills when I'm telling you right now you don't. But you're just hooked on phonics. And then those pills, those, you know, those like major body pills, you know, like the high pain pills, they all have antidepressants in them, because pain comes with depression. Right? You're in pain, you become depressed almost instantly. So they put an antidepressant in every pain med. It's pretty fucked. And like, you wouldn't know that unless you actually asked your doctor about that, but like, yeah, they do. They mix that shit. And I mean, it makes sense, because, you know, when you are having like massive back pain, like, or pain in general, I mean, you become so depressed. Like, pain is depressing, and that's why you can't let it get you down. Like, pain lets you know you're alive. It lets you know, like, man, my hip was so, like, it was hurting so bad the other day that I grabbed one of my wraps, covered it in castor oil, wrapped the wrap around it, went to sleep, woke up, my hip was fine the next day. No ibuprofen, no fucking Tylenol, no, like, nothing. I like castor oil, and castor oil is amazing. Like, oh man, like, it's amazing. I gotta put some on my back. That's why I got knots on my back right now. I gotta put my castor wrap on. And castor oil, it will break down tumors. Castor oil is like Mother Nature's gift, okay, on a remedy for so many things. So, like, oh man, for people to say they have to take pain pills, like, and I actually, even my aunt, she's got MS, and she stopped taking pain meds, because she was like, she didn't want to take pain meds anymore. She didn't want to be at home anymore. She didn't want to be on disability anymore. She couldn't do it anymore. So she had to learn. That's why. So I got her smoking weed. Oh my God, that's right. I got her on edibles. I made her weed butter, and I got her taking edibles. So then she'd stop oh my God, I totally forgot about that. So she stopped taking her pain pills. And she stopped taking her MS pills, and I started getting her high every day on weed, because, like, I mean, when you do edibles and stuff, your tolerance, it gets so high so quick. It really does. So you got to like triple your edibles pretty quick, you know, and then you have to give yourself some time off. So then you have to switch to like a CBD or something like that, right? So then you can take the THC out of you for a bit and get your tolerance back up again. Like I mean, the pain management with weed is incredible. Like I forgot I have butter in my fridge. Like I make weed butter all the time. Like weed butter is amazing. You make cookies, eat a couple of those cookies a day, and you won't be in pain anymore because you'll be high. You don't care. And not so high, like you can't fucking drive. No, you're like, yes, I am good. My body feels good. Like I said, you'll get it into you pretty quick. It's not hard to be like, hooked on weed pretty quick. And like your tolerance goes, like you lose your tolerance quick with weed, especially edibles. And like, man, some of the hardest drugs you'll stop doing. Like weed is a miracle. Like, especially here in Canada, it's grown differently. Like our edibles are they're so high, like just in like levels of THC. So, I mean, keep trying, like always try to do it the best, clearest way possible. I always say drug-free is the best, especially because it's not, they're putting so many things in that stuff now. It's like, you don't even know what you're taking anymore, just for some pain, right? I'm not going to leave this too long. Oh my God, I'm already at an hour. Holy fuck. Hour and 5 minutes, Jesus. Okay, so I'm going to kind of wrap it up. I'm going to try to go live, like, as long as that cell tower works. I haven't even been able to, I have my own internet, but not when the cell tower was down. Wow. Okay, look at this. Wrapping up, we have yes with hate and go, go, go. Whatever the fuck that means. Yes, somebody hates you and you get to get away from them. Maybe that's what it is. Yes, if you're feeling like somebody does not like you, okay? It could be like a work situation, family situation, living situation. Okay, there. Woo, look at that. Somebody is moving, I think. Okay, there's the alert and the connection. So you could be in a really bad situation right now and spirit is getting you out of it. It's time to go. When you get that alarm, like, all right, it's time to go, it's time to go. We can't stay here anymore. We gotta go. And then you get the fuel that you need to leave. And fuel could be money, could be resources. It could be like a map, destination. It's just energy. Okay? And then the big Cancer. What doesn't kill you slowly eats you alive. So this hate, okay, that has been around you, whoever this person is, okay, it's slowly like physically eating your energy. And that's why you have to get out of it. Okay, it's getting in your energy and it's actually physically starting to change you, which means somebody else's hate is changing you. No fucking way. Okay, so Pandora in reverse, which means they're not going to have the ability to get inside of you. Maybe that's what it is. They want to metastasize inside of you. They want to grow inside of you. Okay, but it's not going to happen. They can't, if you can't, that'd be like, you can't rob somebody if you can't get into the building, right? Time is up. Ooh, money on the bottom of the deck. This is what I'm talking about. You can't rob somebody if you can't get into the building. So this is on schedule to end. I mean, obviously this is wrapping up with the first one. This is like this is what main collective is going through. Okay. That's why it's like, if it makes sense and you're on this path, if not, don't worry about it. Those regular readings will be back once power comes back on and I'm out of this shit. Okay. Right now, this is like collective base, what's actually happening right now. And they definitely looked at something. They anticipated something, but it's not going to work. Because spirit's going to get you out of it. It's like they come to steal from you, right? And you moved that day. And now I've been watching a lot of drug movies. So it's like, there's a routine and somebody moves the stash house all the time. And it's routine to go to 126. But that day it skips 126 and it goes to 228 instead. And 126, they go to 126 to rob it. But the stash house, the stash isn't there because they moved it just in time. That's why I'm like, don't think that paranoia is a bad thing. Don't think, well, I'm just paranoid. No, I'm just paranoid. Paranoia is so important to life. It really is. If used in the right contents, it lets you know when there's fear around you. Paranoia is amazing. You think it's annoying in the beginning, and then it's like, well, I didn't double check. Well, I didn't double check. If you didn't double check something, then if you get that paranoia that you didn't check something, that's your body saying, do double checks. Always double check, because there's nothing wrong with turning around and going back. There's nothing wrong with saying and admitting that you didn't check and that, you should have checked. And, because like that's what it was yesterday, I think, or the day before when we left. I said to my sister, I go, did you lock the door, right? And she goes, yeah. And I go, no, like you locked the door, right? Because there's a whole bunch of kids standing out front of the building, outside of the house, because one of them, that one of the apartments that leads through my lobby door, fucking robbed somebody. And like, don't even ask. It was so much drama. Somebody who didn't live here, blah, 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 fucking stole from somebody and all this shit. So they were having like a fucking fight outside my house. And that's why I'm like, yo, did you make sure you locked the door, right? And she's like, my sister's like, yeah. And then I go, you sure? And she's like, yeah. And then she goes, turn around. And I go, I knew it, because she didn't double check that to lock the door, right? And that's where sometimes, if you live in a bad neighborhood or something and you think just maybe someone's creeping around your house or something, leave and come back. I love doing that, because there was somebody who used to break into my house all the time and like steal my food and shit. And I would come back to try to catch him, right? And then he stopped doing it because he knew that, like almost 10 times in a row I left, and then I was back within minutes. So he would have got caught in my apartment, right? So they're going to be, Weeping Willow, they're going to be very upset that they cannot take this from you. Okay, theft is over. Look at that. It's about your private property again, right? Back off. They are not allowed. 911 emergency. Look at that. They have been stealing from you for so long that now it's become an emergency. Because clearly you're running out of resources, and they think that they can bleed you dry, but no, they can't. They don't have permission to. Look at that. They're trying purposely to torture you. They're purposely just trying to hurt you, taking things from you when they, like, it's like taking gas from you when they own a gas station. Okay? Taking money from you when they're retired and got money in the bank. They don't need your money. They're just taking the money so then they can torture you. So then you don't have it. Right? And there it is. I mean, them planning on killing you is, I think, what's actually going to kill them. And again, kind of Sagittarian or kind of Scorpio energy, okay, with death. Okay, transformation. Going to be forced to change. And they could even die. They could even die. Hangman in reverse, and then you get unhinged from something. And that was actually energy that came up not too long ago. I think it was a short reading, Becoming Unhinged. And that was a big deal because that was a planetary shift of collective finally being able to get what they deserve from being kept in such a small, demeaning position. It's like being kept as the temp when you're actually supposed to be the manager. Okay? Ooh, the big, beautiful black cat on the bottom of the deck. Oh, I miss her so much. She was magical. Yeah, they didn't see. So something's in the work here of like, somebody was definitely trying to predict a future with all this stealing from you. And they lined up something to do again. And they didn't see that you have natural instincts. You have the ability, okay, to stop them from doing it. And they didn't know that. So suddenly you've gained some type of skill that has defeated them. And they didn't think you could do that. Right? There's work. They didn't think that you cared about yourself enough to do the work. Right? To get what you needed done. And there's the hex right there. It takes a while to get the main reason out. Sometimes spirit likes to leave you in suspense right until the very last second. And there it is. There, and it says on the bottom, remember I was talking about luck and bad luck? Just a little too much bad luck. That's what my mother used to say to me. While I was, getting slammed in the fucking mud, she'd be like, oh, you and your bad luck. Oh, so much bad luck. Like as if she was just, oh, look at you. Oh, sad little you and your bad luck. Like it always happens. Like I swear she was stealing my luck. I think my mother stole my good luck for a long time. And unfortunately, that's what people do sometimes until you freeze them out. And then once you freeze them out, they can't hit up your resources anymore. Maybe there's another analogy that just came to mind. It's like if you had a pipeline going underneath your place or something like that, like a gas line, pipeline, sewage line, and they're used to going through that line all the time. It's like the line gets shut down due to weather, unforeseeable circumstances, something like that. And then you build a different one and they don't know about this other one that you built. And they're just thinking that your pipeline's broken. Something like that. It's like they're going to get what they deserve. They're going to go and do something and they're not going to know that it's not available to them because things can happen so quick, right? And weather can change and things can change very quickly. Plans can change, routines can change, right? And somebody that's so routinely stolen from you now is going to get, it's like they obviously don't have any resources. So when they come and take this resource from you, okay, because you're their main source, but the resource isn't there this time, they leave. There is no other way for them to get that. It's not like there's a resource store, right? So if they are coming and technically, taking your gas, however way that is coming through, however way your fuel is, the gas station's shut down and they can't go to the pumps, it's so funny how energy has to work sometimes in order to get people off your tail, right? The way that sometimes you have to, if you're being followed and stuff, they say make 3 right-hand turns, stuff like that. It's like you do have to keep some of your biggest haters running around in circles. And it's kind of sad because like we think, there's no way people can hate us that much. There's no way it could be that bad or whatever. But then I almost feel like when you think it can't be that bad, I almost feel like it's probably even worse than even what I think, right? Because people who get so abused in energy, you'll never believe, like, I was asking the guy next door because I've never seen the house, what it looks like inside, but I know my landlord. So I was like asking the guy next door, I was like, well, what are your living conditions like over there? And he's like, well, they're pretty bad. He's like, but at the same time, they're not that bad. And I'm thinking, that's what I say. It's not that bad, only because now I've been conditioned to living in some of the worst conditions that I'm like, well, it's not that bad, only because I've seen worse. Right. So that could be a part of this too. Like you've been going through something for so long and it's so abusive, but you say it's not that bad. You're only saying it's not that bad because you've been enduring it for so long. But yeah, it's that bad. Right? Yes, it's that bad. Just because you've been going through it and you can go through something better than, you did before. Oh, are you kidding me? Where was that? Was that at the front? Yes, look at this. Dana and Scully. I think I'm going to start watching the X-Files tonight. I'm going to have to pay for some stupid CTV or something, but they haven't come out for a while, surprisingly, and they both came out. And now at the very end of the reading, I kind of feel like when Dana and Fox come out, then the case has been solved. The case has been solved. And it's going to be, like Fox only picks the cases that are the most insane sounding stories in the world, right? Because the truth is crazy. It sounds crazy. It sounds like nobody should believe it. That's how people bend the truth so much, is because it is so insane sounding that they go, yeah, see, that's what they said. Isn't that crazy? There's no way it could be that bad. But yeah, you know, people will gaslight what you're going through because they won't take your truth because they've never experienced anything like that. So they say, how could you have experienced anything like that? Yeah, right. And it's like, okay. I mean, I remember when I used to live in a tiny little hole in a tiny little box, but now I realize that the world is a way bigger place than what I thought. So anyways, I have so much laundry to do by hand, and I have to heat up the water by pot. So I am going to hit the road. But I'm so fucking happy that I got to do this reading with you guys. Oh my God. I got to be live for 1 hour and 19 minutes. Oh, feels amazing. Now I'm going to do Pioneer Laundry. And, thanks for watching. I hope it resonated with, somebody out there. Obviously, some people in the chat found it gravy. For all the people who didn't, consider yourselves lucky if you didn't resonate with this. And, yeah, I should be, back being able to do this, but you never quite know what's going to happen day to day. So I will see y'all when I can see y'all again. All right. So much love, everybody. So much love. Peace out. Have a good one.